Okay, so I'm a little bit early, but I'm here. I'm alive. So I'm so excited to share some of my new pieces of information. Um, I mentioned about journaling, and this last year has been so eye opening and so amazing that I didn't even realize how amazing this journaling would become over this last year. um, I didn't even realize it had been a year. And I journal in a notebook, in a smaller book, my workbook, and a schedule. Now, that might seem a little confusing for most, and that's understandable. And what I'm trying to say is that sometimes it requires a few more than just one journal just to keep things together. But my primary journal has been the notebook. And what I mean by that is that writing things out and being aware of them is so important. Being aware of your every action. And I didn't realize how impactful that was until the 1st of March hit. Now, the 1st of March this year in 2023 was Wednesday, and Wednesdays are normally really busy for me. So it took me a little bit to really register. I don't know if that really registers for you about being aware of how busy you are. But for me, it was like, wow, I have been so busy. So for me, this time last year, I was in a non-weight bearing status. In other words, I could not get on my feet because my ankle could not have any weight on it whatsoever for 21 days. Imagine 21 days not being able to put any weight on your feet. And especially with fibromyalgia, it just makes it that much more complicated. Now, I had suspected, because of my past understanding about fibromyalgia, that my feet would probably be in trouble because of this 21 days. But it was so intense that I found people who would reach out and help me through this process. I had no idea the friends that were in the works. So it was amazing for me. Now, after that 21 days, I was able to finally learn how to go up and down the stairs without putting weight on my foot. Of course, it took me only 14 days in to figure this out, because I was like, to the doctors, this is not cool. I cannot put any weight on my feet, but I need to get some things done. So they told me a way to do it so that I could move around a little bit. It wasn't perfect, but when in life is perfect, you know? So what I realized is that going through this process, that I had actually participated in some programs thinking that I was all set and ready to go, only to realize that I couldn't because I was not able to. I mean, how many of you have actually written out your stuff and realized just how much you've done? So for me, that first 21 days was a really big challenge. Then after that, I went into being able to add a little bit of pressure, and a little bit of time progressed. And of course, being me, by June, July time, I broke my foot. The same foot that I had the ankle surgery on, I broke it. So I was back in my little boot that I was put in for a while. And after that, I smashed my thumb and I banged my head and discovered just how much activity I really do. Now, the whole point of this, that I didn't realize what I was doing, was being aware of my actions and my inactions, my strengths as my ability to help others. And that's exactly what I discovered through this whole process, is how I can help others. And I didn't realize that. By this time, I was also a certified life coach and didn't know how to put it into work. I was also using therapies that I didn't know that I was using, and I perfected them. And I learned so much that I didn't even realize how much I had learned. I mean, do you ever find things that you do and later you discover how much they help you? So, my whole question to you is, what have you done in this last year that has helped you? Movement. Have you learned about journaling? Have you learned about life challenges? So, my question to you is, have you started journaling and been aware? And if not, what's stopping you? Have you thought that maybe journaling wouldn't be the right thing for you? So, my question to you is, would you like to learn about journaling? Because that's what I'm going to be doing in this next year, is focusing on teaching a different style of journaling, a different style of life happenings, a different style of learning you and your inner voice and your inner thoughts. Because to be quite honest, I personally didn't know that it would be so enlightening to be aware of all the activities in the last year. When I told my doctors about it, they were in awe too, because the amount of activities that I had taken on in this last year has been so eye-opening. It's been so impressive, to say the least. So in the process of all of these physical challenges, getting accidents and so on, first of all, my therapist pointed out, by the way, you brought this all on yourself. And at first I was like, you're wrong. But yet she was so right. I had brought it on myself, because had I not gone out in the snow, I wouldn't have hurt myself, because that was during that year time. I hurt my back, and I hurt my knee, and I hurt my shin, and I didn't understand the whole process of, I had to get it taken care of. In my mind, it was a matter of getting some work done. But she's right. Had I thought common sense, I would have waited. Everybody else was waiting, but I didn't think that way. I was like, got to get it done, got to get moving, got to get things taken care of. But that's my mindset. Okay. So question to you is, what's your mindset? Is it just stay sat and stay quiet, to get out and to be active, to do things and make things prosper? There's also the point of being aware of what you're telling yourself. And I didn't even think about that. I was like, what you tell yourself matters. That little inner voice telling yourself, hey, you can do this. Hey, whatever you want to, you can get done. And it didn't even dawn on me until after really reviewing how much that inner voice and can cause the mindset. And it was very empowering to realize that mindset was a big deal. So, even the mindset has caused some challenges for me. And not to say that mindset's a bad thing, because it's not. In my case, my mindset has been get things done, work hard, because that's just how I've been taught to work hard and you bring in an income. Haven't we all, right? So that's part of how I hurt my finger, is because I kept pushing through and kept trying so hard to get things done that I actually cut myself on one of the pieces of recycling. And it was because I was pushing through. And we're told to push through by the doctors when we have these health issues. We're told, push through, make it work. And the thing is sometimes you can push through and end up hurting yourself inadvertently. And so the mindset is a good thing, but it also can be a bad thing, because it depends on how you push yourself to get things accomplished. So I'm all about mindset, but I'm also about being real. And back when I was younger, I was taught to work hard and you bring in an income. I wonder how many of you have been taught to work hard to bring in an income. Now, mind you, the income that I bring in is still considered below poverty level, but it's something. It's better than not having anything at all, which is where I'd be in many different states. And I do mean actual states as in the United States, different states. So my whole thing here is to be aware of what you're telling yourself. Be aware of what you're writing out, because what you're writing out could be telling you a whole lot of stuff. So to finalize things, I'm just sharing with you that I'm also going to be doing a journaling exercise. I'm going to be doing a webinar here soon on the 28th of March, talking about journaling to the soul. And that is the whole point, is finding out who you are internally. What is the inner person hiding that you don't see physically? I mean, like I said, I didn't even realize I had to point it out to the doctors. Oh my gosh, it's been a year since this ankle surgery happened, and look all that has taken place. Oh my gosh, it is so enlightening. It is so eye-opening and so awareness of who you are internally. Like, what are you saying to yourself that you don't even realize you're saying? And I'm talking mindset. I'm talking your inner voice, your inner child. What are you trying to say to yourself that you're just ignoring because of what you've been taught and what you've been trained to do, and being told to keep moving and keep working hard and keep getting things going and keep going to get things accomplished, you know? And it is so important to be aware of who you are on the inside, because as long as you're open to your inside and you're open to what your inside is trying to say to you, you're not going to be pushing and working as hard as you might think you need to. Because when I wrote it out, when I finally took a moment to stop, review, and open up what I was trying to say on my inside, I actually opened up a whole new chapter in life that I'm getting excited to share in the next few months, because it's so eye-opening and so amazing. I got informed that I have abilities that are defined as a peer support specialist. I am a certified life coach. I have the ability of different therapies that I've been sharing and didn't even know it. So I'm excited to be able to share these things, and this webinar is going to be teaching about these things. Now, I won't be doing the webinar on YouTube. It will be in my Facebook programs. I haven't learned all the ins and outs yet, but I'm going to be doing that. And I'm just so excited to be able to share with you so that you can find what I found. I mean, have you really evaluated this last year and what has been taking place in this last year for you? and really investigated what it's trying to tell you. Because even in this last year, even in your lifetime, you may have had some things being shared with you that you're not even aware of. So I'm just excited to be able to share with you that I have grown and learned just in this last week how much this last year has really changed and impacted my life. And I hope that I can help you to unlock those things as well. So until next time at our next coffee chat, I'm wishing you the very best. Do keep an eye out. I'll be posting on my Instagram as well as on my Facebook about this webinar that I'm going to be bringing out on the 28th of March. And I hope to hear from you real soon. I will connect with you on Instagram and Facebook. Just comment on those posts, and I look forward to connecting with you. Until next week, take care.